Welcome back. We're talking with and actually listening to Ron Radford. The style of flamenco versus regular guitar. What is that, real quick?
Well, I'm going to demonstrate a little bit of it in all of the programs. I mean, you know, you got your basic bluegrass. Okay, that's your little finger picking like that, and then we got a little jazz. And then everybody knows. So I'm just using fingers and same 6 strings, all tuned the same way. You can play any kind of music in the world on the guitar. Now the flamenco is a little different in that the rhythms go along with these special dances that they do in Spain, and the rhythms are a little more exciting in terms of rhythm accents, you know. So here's a sample. Like if I had my dancer here, or you can leap up there and dance.
I'll leap up there in a moment.
It might sound a little bit like that.
For today,
that's where you're supposed to shout ole a little bit there.
Yeah.
Now some of the music is a little more romantic. And some of it's very dramatic and sad, really kind of strange.
Now, are these all old pieces?
These are all pieces that go back a couple of 100 years in Spain, but they're not pieces. It's kind of like jazz. Each time I'm playing one of these song forms, as they call them in Spain, they're like a structure within which the artist improvises and creates his own melodies, as long as he follows the pattern of the chord progression or the rhythm or the accents. It's kind of like a jazz musician does when it's your turn up to play and you're in a jazz group. Everybody knows what the song is, but the notes that you play might be completely different than you did yesterday, or that another player might do on that same song. So flamenco is kind of like that. It's an improvised creative folk art. And so to learn to play this stuff, like I did, I studied with Montoya in New York City, and I spent hundreds of hours for a couple of years rehearsing with the flamenco dancers, because you have to know how to accompany the dancers and exactly where all the foot stomps are and all the accents.
And there's probably a lot of improvisation
on their part too. But the patterns, you have to really get them in your soul. You have to really feel them. And then you have to be able to accompany the singers, and you have to be able to listen to what the singer is singing and then know what chord to play along with it. So you have to really have a good ear. And so once you develop, after 20 years or so of doing that, then you develop a feel for how to improvise and create your own melodies, and that's kind of the stage where I am now. I tour around. I guess I do more flamenco guitar concerts in the United States right now than any other flamenco guitar. Of course, I've been at it longer. Sometimes people tell me how how well known and successful I am all over the United States as a flamenco guitarist, and I say, well, I think that happened just because I'm the only guy left standing. It's like back in the early days, I mean, Carlos Montoya's gone, Sabicas is gone, all these guys have died, and it's not been a bunch of follow-up people that they've trained. I'm kind of like one of the only guys left that, in fact, I'm the only one that I know that actually earns my living completely just playing flamenco guitar concerts. That's all I do.
Well, speaking of concerts, you're going to be here at the Shed tomorrow night.
Shed tomorrow night at
Thursday
7
night,
o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Right, 7 o'clock. And then Sunday afternoon at the
Lyric Theater
in Harrison,
Arkansas.
Big shout out to the folks in Harrison. You guys got to come out, and because it's going to be the first time I think that Lyric has had flamenco sounds wafted through it.
Well, that's good.
And of course, I'm doing some elementary school kids there on Monday and Tuesday as well. Good. Skyline and Eagle Heights. I love playing for the school kids and trying to encourage them to discover their talents and follow their dreams in life.
And maybe you'll get to see that one kid that has that spark in their eye that you had
I do it
ago.
all the time. Every once in a while when I'm traveling around, people come up to me and say, hey, you know, when you were here 5 years ago, so-and-so heard you. They're off in Spain studying flamenco guitar.
That's
now.
cool.
Or they went to college and decided to do something because of what you're inspired them to do. So you never know who you're going to influence.
Ronald, we're totally out of time. I want to thank all the guests for being here. I want to let people know that they need to come and see Ronald at the Shed, or come out Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock at the Lyric Theater in Harrison and watch Ronald play and some fascinating stories. I'm sure you got a lot more of those. Thanks for all the guests. We'll see you again next time.
Bye-bye.